Sorry I was not able to be live last week, but this did not work out. And to be honest, after working all day, it just did not pan out that I was able to manage it. I went home and went to sleep and woke up in time for work the next day. I was very tired. I was tired. Um, that doesn't mean I did nothing over the last week, however. Things got done. Some things got done. Um, Figured out why the villager breeder wasn't working. It was principally because my understanding of villager breeding mechanics was about 5 years old. And so the way that we used to do it is not the way that works anymore. So as you can see, we have villagers. And I'm going to go up and show it to you. Here's our breeder. This is Crol 413's design. So as per normal, when I use somebody else's design for farms, I am not going to show how they are built on stream. I'm not going to build them on stream or do like block lists or anything like that. I'm just going to say where to go find them, and then you can go find them and watch their video and learn how to do it there. So this is Crol 413's villager breeder design. Go watch his video to see how to make this thing, because he actually does more with it than I am doing here. So the way this is set up though, got minecarts here. I hit a button, that'll grab a villager, pop him in a minecart, and then off we go. You'll see I've got one idiot in there. He's going to have an incident down the road. We are going to wrap a building around this. We are going to build the crossroads in. Oh, you have a trident. Can I have your trident? I can't have your trident. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Yeah, so we're going to build the crossroads in here around this central, fireplace chimney thing. But we're not going to do that today. Today, we are going to go back and work on the interior of the trading hall. As you can see, we are successfully breeding. We are getting cats. If we get enough villagers over here, we will get iron golems over here, which is why I have it capped at 2. So I've got 2 up there and 2 extra beds, which means at most 2 villagers sitting here in the breeder waiting to go somewhere, which is going to definitely slow down our process for getting a trade hall going, but it's going to mean that I've got good control over the number of villagers and where the iron golems are spawning and everything else. So I'm willing to take that slowdown to avoid the chaos and madness that is having a big pile of villagers that I then have to worry about working and wrangling. I've also worked a little bit on the interior of the trade hall, and we'll get up there in a minute. You can see we've got some nice mud brick block up there. Ideally today HR is going to go upstairs, but we want to get the rest of the upstairs put together. So this is where we are right now. So I replaced that diorite walls with the packed mud brick. I like the look of this better, I think. And put these glowstone lights in the walls, which are from the Custom Vanilla Lights pack, which is one of the add-ons that we're running. So I need to do some things. I need to, one, reconfigure these floors, because these corners did not take into account the fact that this does this, and so now this is not centered the way I want it. So our villagers are going to be in these slots right here, like this, on either side. We're going to have a total of 40 villagers, so 10 along each wall. This inside wall is, going to be unencumbered, and we're going to need a ceiling. Hey, we're not done yet, man. Give me a minute. This is still, we're still working on getting this interior designed. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna like the floor better once I fix this, because I put this in without taking into account the fact that that's actually gonna come out like that. So something else I'm working on right now, figuring out, is that I don't like these drippy drippies from the ceiling. And so I have an idea that slabs... Yes, my boy. Hello, Tamildo. Yeah. Yeah. The Cato, he will not allow me to pick him up to show you on camera, but he's there. So my thought is that I want ceilings in here to stop the drippy, drippy, drippy. And I think that smooth sandstone is going to be the way to go, at least as part of it. Because I want, the problem with, I want a block that's a little less busy. We got a lot of busyness going on here. This is pretty busy, this is pretty busy, this is pretty busy. I want a simpler ceiling to just kind of, you know, take some of the... That is weird. What's going on there? Why is that block doing that? My concerns with the slab ceiling is that it's going to make it feel pretty low. Like this feels a little close. Now that's kind of, to a certain extent, the price of freedom here. And then I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like supporting arches, like going like this, right here. So this is a support column. This is going to be a matching support column with an arch going across. I think. And then I'll do what I normally do, which is screw up placing blocks. This is what I normally do. Which is put down blocks for the ceiling, and then, if we want to adjust it, then we'll rip those up and put something else in. So, like, I don't know that we want to do a completely uniform smooth sandstone. We may want to intersperse some blocks to just kind of break it up a little bit. I'm just trying to avoid any other blocks so far that I've put up here. We're just so busy. There's a lot of visual noise going on here right now with this and with these and with this. That adding something to the ceiling, adding more visual noise to the ceiling, just started making it feel, not good. See, this is the other. I was trying to use this stuff and see how noisy this is. So we got this direction, and we got that over there, and you can kind of see the difference. On the one hand, this kind of, it's a nice contrast to this, and it kind of works with the bottom a little bit, but there's just a lot of visual noise. I don't know. And of course we're limited in the fact that we have to use slabs. That's another problem. Not every block has slabs. In fact, a lot of blocks don't have slabs. So what do you think, Spanner? I think this might be a better direction than this, but I'm not real happy with what this is doing graphically either. You see these little... I wish this was more uniform visually. Let's look at some other slabs. See, I'm not sold on this yet. That was just my best guess as what would work. Because I want something with relatively small amounts of visual noise. I mean, I suppose we could do end stone, but then that would involve going to the end and dealing with the Ender Dragon. We totally could do that. I was kind of waiting until I got the iron farm going, but I think that we'll be in a better place once we get the trading hall going. And I kind of wanted a lighter color for the ceiling as opposed to a darker one. I mean, the ceiling doesn't have to be now. The ceiling can be later when we get more blocks. I'm not happy with the sandstone. That was just my guess as to what would work, and I don't think it does, unfortunately. Um, all right, so that sandstone just doesn't work. I'm not happy with those. Let's take a look at quartz. We're gonna have masons, so I can get quartz in significant quantities once we have masons, and I am not above using. I don't think. Yeah, calcite doesn't make slabs, unfortunately. Um, I'm wanting something kind of neutrally colored. And this might be the wrong direction. Oh, that's the wrong stuff. That's why. You're tuned in, hip to the community jive. Is there any sort of convention for drawer organizing? For storage drawers, you mean? Like, what are you talking about? I cut way more slabs than I needed. That's annoying. I mean, the short answer is there isn't. You do what makes sense to you. Um, the smart. If you're talking about the storage drawer, are you talking about the using the storage drawer add-on as well? Um, at that point, it doesn't really matter. You can lay them out however works for you. When we were using it before, we found that the half drawer and quarter drawer ones were a little buggy as far as taking stuff out of, being able to put stuff into. This doesn't work. I don't like this. Being able to use the controller to put stuff in and find it in the computer. So we use just the single drawers. They may have fixed that by now, because I know I reported it, and I have to believe other people did too. Yeah. So doing a more traditional storage. So the thing with storage drawers is that, like, the rationale for putting stuff into storage in a particular place. If you're talking about vanilla storage, then you want the stuff that you are going to be sorting more and putting more of into storage at the front of the system, so near where the input is. Just because that's going to go into the system sooner, it's going to get processed faster. The stuff that, you only get a little bit of and you don't care, how long it takes for it to get through storage, get through the system and into the storage slot, that can be on the other end of the system. And just when it gets there, it gets there. Drawers don't have that problem. So at that point, then, like, you could just do alphabetical if you want. And that would work. That's still really noisy. The color kind of goes with what we're doing, because we got the red and we got we got this granite here. This is granite. This is a copper. So maybe a little bit of, like this. We do that. The thing with this is that we're just trying to add a little texture and break up the visual lines. That doesn't look bad. What do you think of that? The dynamic lighting from Vibrant Visuals is killing me right now. What do you think of this first ceiling? Yeah, it's dark, but that's because because we still have the sides open and the sun is causing these raking shadows through. That's kind of where this is. That's why it's doing this. Let me turn off Vibrant Visuals. Oh, I can't turn it off in-game. I forgot. So in Bedrock, you can't turn vibrant visuals off in-game. You have to turn it off outside and then bring it in. There, see that? See what just happened there with that light shift? That's closer to what the lighting in here is going to be like. And we can put some more lighting in the walls. And so we're going to have these arches here like this. And so this is going to be another pillar like this on this side. And then we're going to have like a little arch thing that comes across like that. And we could have light right there. You know, maybe like there and there. And so we could have more light here. So between the lights on the corners and these lights here, and then a light, you know, kind of here in the middle, that should definitely light this up plenty. I can't. That's the problem. There's monsters nearby. That's my HR rep. That's nearby. I can't drop the floor a level because this is the height that the villagers need to be at in order to access the beds. The beds are behind this wall. The beds are behind this wall here, and so this is, you know, I'm dealing with the fact that our ceilings are going to be 2.5 blocks high. That'll get rid of the drippies. And I think that pattern looks good. Yeah. Alright, let's get rid of this stuff. Oh! Nope! Nope! Bad! Disaster! War! Fire! Water! Flood! Creeper! No! Aye. Luckily, all this redstone is away, so that water would not have affected it any. Okay. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do is fix this floor. So, I got some slabbies, and I'm going to need more of these, so I'm going to have to go mine some granite, I think. What do I got? Do I have any more mangrove? I do. I don't have enough. I have more of these, which is handy. Those are planks. Logs. Alright, so we need to get some more mangrove. And of course, I am not all that great on mangrove propagules. But that's fine. We have a little bit of bone meal. But we'll use shears to harvest leaves and get more bone meal that way. So let's get a couple of sets of shears together. What am I doing? There we go. Alright, let's get some more mangrove together, and then we can fix the floor. So now that we have an idea on how to do the ceiling, that's cool. And obviously, you know, we got tons of granite here, so I can just come in here and burrow some of this out to get what we need. And of course it's raining. Alright, we're far enough away from the structure. Hooray. And we get like 3 logs out of that. Mangrove is such a pain in the butt. There's one propagule. We're gonna have to give that time to do its thing. These roots do not compost. The moss does. The roots do burn, so you can use them in a furnace. Well, I may have just screwed that up. In fact, I probably did. Yep. Did not get any propagules out of that because I did it the dumb way. Okay. So now we're going to go downstairs and get another one of my propagules out of the basement, and then we're going to try it again, and then we'll try to do it with at least 20% less dumb. And down we go. I got a stack of these roots already, so the rest of these can go here and get burned. Vines we're keeping. This stuff can get composted. Kind of want a stack of logs, which is more than I'll need for this project, but yeah. Right time. All right. Let's get back up there. Have some ladder chicken. Come back over here. Try this again. There's one propagule spot. There's another one. There's another one. So this is a more robust tree anyway. Now what I don't know, I can look up, is do the leaves of mangrove trees drop propagules on their own? Or do I need to let these things grow up and let me harvest the propagules? Let's plant the other one of these while we're at it. Come on. There we go. The cool thing about mangrove roots is that they break very quickly. So, with an axe, so they're kind of insta break blocks. So if you don't like scaffolding, you can use these more like dirt, the way that we used to use dirt for quote unquote scaffolding up. Alright, let's take a look. Stay there. Oh. Applying bone meal to a block of mangrove leaves with a space underneath produces a hanging propagule. Bone meal can then be used to increase the age of the propagule. Okay. Do mangrove leaves drop saplings when they break? Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, you can bone meal them to get more though, so that's okay. Looks like that one's ready. And these two are ready. That's all the propagules I can get off of this tree without using a lot of bone meal. So, let's get up there and tear this thing down. And again, I want the leaves for to get more bone meal. These trees grow so janky anyway that breaking the leaves is a good way to find all the wood. Yeah, I am not going to be going back to your prior question about storage drawers. I am not going to be using storage drawers on this world. I'm going to be using a vanilla storage system. Not entirely certain what kind. I'm kind of inclined to, you know, build it around the idea of using the copper golems when they come out, because they're going to come pretty soon. Because all the features for the Copper Age have been announced. And they're already doing pre-release candidates on Java. So I think the general thought that I've seen so far is that the Copper Age is going to come out sometime after Minecraft Live. Which is towards the end of this month. They announced the date. Last week they announced the date. So, that's going to be up at towards the end of the month, which is kind of cool. I like Minecraft Live. Unfortunately, it generally happens while I'm at work, so I get a chance to watch it live most of the time. How many logs did we get out of that? 28. Not bad. Well, like less than 28 because I got a few off of that first little stubby tree. But my inventory is pretty full. Alright, let's go dump these leaves in the composter, and it's going on towards the nighttime. Don't want to get creepered. Or, you know, we could miss the water hole. That's fine too. Again, the vines we're keeping. Let's head up, do that, let that do its thing. Alright, let's get this thing going here. These trees are such a pain. If the wood wasn't so pretty, I would never use these. They're such a pain in the butt. Alright, I think that's all of the gibbly goos off of that. Let's give this tree a haircut. Once I burn up all 3 sets of shears, I'll just, you know, break the rest of these leaves. Eventually iron won't be a problem. It's not a huge problem right now, but this might be all that we need. This thing's got 3 trunks. I don't need a colossal amount. I'm just trying to reduce the amount that I've got to spend doing this in the immediate future. The other answer is, of course, Brian, just don't use mangrove and you won't have to do this anymore. Mangrove's another one that, like, the tree farm models are bad for a lot of times. But we're not going to be doing an automatic tree farm in this world, mostly because I'm not doing TNT duping, and that's how you need to do. If you're going to do an automatic, quote-unquote automatic tree farm, you kind of need to be using TNT duping, because you blow the trees up with TNT, and that's how you collect the stuff. Otherwise, at most, you have a semi-automatic farm where you set up a thing where it plants it and bone meals it, and then you got to go in there and chop it all down by hand anyways. So it's just doesn't save a lot of labor. No. 39 logs. Alright, well, let's see what we can do with 39 logs. That'll give me a better picture. Get rid of the rest of this junk. Let's see if I can not splat on the edge. There we go. Alright. More roots. In there. More leaves in here. We have more propagules than we had when we started, which is good. And we got some more vines, which is also good. What time is it? Middle of the day. Until I secure the sides of this building, I really don't want to be crawling up this ladder when it's dark, because that will more or less guarantee that I catch a creeper with my forehead. Alright, so what we want to do here... So this edge here is where the villagers are going to be. There's going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this floor is going to come out. So instead of doing what I did originally, we're going to do this. Yeah. Alright. Now then, let's look at this. And maybe what we do... Let's put these here. Thanks. Which then allows us to do this. Oh, no, that's wrong. Nope, that's that there. That means that this should be there. If I was going to do that. No, don't like that. Okay. Might be overcomplicating this a little bit. But let's see. Because that just puts the texture on all sides. the question is, how do I handle this turn? And the answer, I think, is I'm overcomplicating it because that texture is pretty unobtrusive. So I don't think it's going to be terribly noticeable on the turns. I don't think that anybody's even going to see that. I don't think I'm going to see it once I put it in. Alright, now, in these, that's going to leave a 4x4 in the middle of the... Let me go get more of this. Ugh. This is going away eventually, by the way. This fall down to here is purely for convenience. The up and down to the bottom is going to eventually get moved. It's probably going to get turned into a water elevator. And it's not going to be right there. I'm not entirely quite certain where it's going to be yet, but it's probably not going to be right there. And I just cut up all my granite to use to... You know, it's a burden not being smart. Alright, since this isn't going to be necessary, I'm going to put that there because that is potentially useful in other applications, and it's moderately expensive, so I'm not going to use it for that purpose. Let me get a... button. Button. You make a button. Alright, and now, because again, we're in the world of figuring it out as we go, I need more granite. Wait! This water is eventually going to be a problem. That's going to be another. That's another problem for another day. See this granite right here? This is my problem for today. Now all I need to do is not take that surface. Because as it is, this fall is getting more and more dangerous as I knock out more of these sidewalls. And that's my original drop shaft right there. Pardon me. Why did I take that? get the rest of this. I know, little guy. It's your supper time. Tell you what, you let me pick you up and put you on camera? Hmm? Yeah? He doesn't like it when I pick him up. Yeah. Hi. Yes, you're very cute. And it is your supper time. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief break. And I'm going to go feed the cats to stop him from annoying me. The other two are not up here bothering me, but he is. So he is letting me know it's supper time. And I will be right back.